Welcome back, where we're, right here. Oh, we got a skit. Let's start with a skit.
Do you think Faria was really being controlled by someone?
Yes.
Certainly seemed that way. The question is, who? The Red Woman?
The same person who's behind all of this, I'll bet. Whoever that is.
Brainwashed or otherwise, the feelings of resentment she holds towards me are real.
Someone used her because they knew we'd hold back. If that's not playing dirty, I don't know what is.
It does tell us one thing at least. Someone here in Lenigus is watching us. Someone who means us harm.
There's no question. That attack was meant for us alone.
By someone capable of getting inside a person and manipulating them like a weapon. We need to find whoever it is, fast.
Hey, that final boss guy seems like that's who would do that. Yeah, this way. Oh, okay.
What is it, Rinwell? Do you hear something again?
Yeah,
It's that voice.
The will of Dana's astral energy.
Ooh. The green liquid. Hey, it's that giant cocoon thing. That's weird.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
Ah, the inside of an eyeball. Oh. Oh. A demon's inside the eyeball. Did she stop time? He looks like he's in pain. Just a little bit.
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now. No, it was more than that.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... like the whole world was seconds from...
Oblivion. It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe it. The end of time.
The visions of the apocalypse you've been seeing. If I'd known how bad they were,
You would what? Do the same thing you're doing?
so everything we just saw, those were Naori's memories, right?
That's right. It was as if her innermost thoughts were speaking directly to us. At least I know they weren't mine.
That power flowing into her, it reminds me of Shion's thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same astral energy?
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago. No, more than a link. Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful. What was that?
If it's the same energy
I forgot
your
about the
thorns are
Potoroo.
made of, it must be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
Correct. Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
And when enough astral energy gathers together, it develops its own form of sentience. If so, maybe that complete oblivion is exactly what the Renan astral energy's will is wishing for. But why?
I don't know. Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dana.
But the will of Dana is made up of astral energy too, right? And if that's what's been showing us these visions... I don't know, should we really be getting so involved with this thing?
Dana's will would never want oblivion.
But you can't say that for sure.
Cut
got
it
a
out,
point.
you two. Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
What if Dana's playing it to the evil one all along?
Let's keep moving.
That'd be a twist.
If it's Dana's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want to find out more.
Shion's right. All we can do is keep going. If these really are Naori's memories we're watching, there could be truths in them I was never aware of. And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Come on, let's go.
That vision we saw. It was as if it was meant specifically for us.
What do you make of it? Do you still think the will of Dana might be involved somehow?
Maybe it's trying to tell us something. But what?
Well,
Telling you guys
it
not to
could
go
be
that way.
supernatural. You know, like seeing dead people, messages from beyond the grave, ghost type stuff.
That's your grand theory? That we're being haunted? Come on, Law.
Wait. He might be closer to the mark than you think. What if a person's thoughts and deeds were to somehow become indelibly etched into the ether of a place? And what if those with a connection could then somehow pick up on them?
You think that's what it was? Some kind of message someone left here for us?
I am merely entertaining the possibility. Whether it was Dana's will, or somehow connected to the Sovereign and Maiden's powers, I do not know.
Okay, back up a sec. You're saying that if a place is full of enough astral energy, it can somehow show us events that happened centuries ago?
More to the point, how does that much astral energy gather in one place anyway? Seems unlikely it happened naturally.
Whatever it was, it survived here intact for 300 years. Whoever left it for us, the strength of their intent is beyond doubt.
The strength of their intent.
Oh, okay. Just gonna like auto walk for a little bit. That's cool.
Soon, we might very well learn the truth behind Shion's thorns, as well as my own past. I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens.
Only ways
I'm
forward.
determined to save Shion and Dana. Nothing I learn can change that.
Oh, that's ominous.
Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
I want to look through that room over there. I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out.
Bingo. Got it on rails here.
This looks like some kind of research facility.
There's trees.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
I mean, I would absolutely
Looks
put a
pretty
library in,
deserted.
or a research facility in
Let's
the
check it
Forbidden
out.
Zone. Not a
Might give
library.
us a
Well,
new
probably a
lead.
library too, but let's be real. I don't know how to read.
For the people of Lenigus, the Forbidden Zone is the stuff of dreams. Yet here I am, standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk about an exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the Sovereign? Doesn't that seem a little strange?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How do they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the Sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep of this whole place
Unless they have super
themselves.
cleaning powers.
Did no one ever talk about it when you were growing up?
No, not that I can remember. Then again, Sovereigns and Forbidden Zones weren't exactly breakfast table conversations.
The Forbidden Zone is a hallowed place, at one with the Sovereign's authority, grounds of the one true ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe it was. But now, it is finally time to discover this area's true purpose, and why it was kept hidden behind the scenes for so long.
Anything in here? I feel like this would be a good place to hide chest. Just saying. Some trees. The equipment for storing human bodies, whether it's held living or dead ones, they're all empty now. Huh. Little human storage? And notice this area will now be shut down as the project proceeds to the final phase. It's showing Lenigus' structure. You can see pops for transporting astral energy sticking out of them. It's showing this room's equipment. It hasn't been used in a long time.
I think I can make this work.
Can you?
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are experiment records, by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Danon astral energy, so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup. The creation of a governing central figure, taking the form of a Danon. Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign.
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the Master Cores. With all this raw data,
Nero's
there's bound to
excited
be
about this
records
data.
here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the lords. Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
What about the Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait,
What is it? Did you
I
find
found the
something?
cliff notes.
it's a list of names, with the title, Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
Read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait, I think I've found one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Alphen.
They re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Alphen.
It's fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one?
No.
Test subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique Adjustment Index, Generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron? But that means...
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Upon victory, the Sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenigus combined. When a new Sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 Sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the Sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
Shady purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign, then who was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a Sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
Yeah, we haven't beat her up yet.
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results. There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
I'll do that.
We get to play
So
again.
this is-
Oh, nope, I lied.
Only 2 sovereigns in over 300 years. So why has the experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it? Was there really no other way? Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
I'm fine. I'm just a little shaken, that's all. I knew what I was already, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything. But it's strange. I've got all this rage inside of me, but I don't even know who it's for. I'm scared that I'll put a face to it, just to have someone to blame.
If that were to happen, then No. Then we'd help you fight it, before you ever got that far. Wouldn't we, everyone?
Yeah. We wouldn't just sit by and watch you spiral out of control.
Yeah, you got Nero and Hootle there.
That's right.
The 2
Nothing
mascots of
can
the
come
show,
from being consumed
episodes,
by hatred.
game.
If you ever start to lose your way, you can count on us to guide you back. To remind you where home is.
And I would be happy to lend an attentive ear, should you ever have need.
Thank you, everyone. I think I'll be okay now.
Interesting. Oh, there's more, select a topic to explore. Master Cores. Master Cores are instruments of power containing the astral energy that belongs to one of the 6 elements. 5 of those Master Cores, those with earth, fire, water, wind, and light, are loaned to Renin Lords in the time of the Crown Contest. Only the Dark Master Core is maintained inside the Forbidden Zone until the Renis Alma is ready to be reformed. Its existence is kept top secret. Underneath the Master Core's spherical outer layer is a fortified crystal used for the purpose of astral energy containment and stabilization. Inside the force field, astral energy is stored in a dormant state. For the duration of the tenure, each Lord completes the Crown Contest to amass their allotted type of astral energy. In the event of emergency, each Lord may be allowed to withdraw from the respective stock of astral energy as needed. However, the extent allowed is determined based on their own individual strength. Addendum 1. Design flaws have been discovered in how the Renin Alma materializes. Be advised that the active Master Cores may resonate with other Master Cores located in close proximity and become unstable. Addendum 2. Due to the successful regeneration of the Renin Alma, Master Cores will cease to be deployed and the Crown Contest will permanently halted. Well, that didn't happen. Spirit Cores and internals used for the collection of astral energy. When embedded in a biological subject, it establishes a connection throughout the body. These connections are used to amass astral energy, generations from physical activity, which is then emitted from the host body itself. Because of this emitted energy is prone to diffuse, the host must be placed within range of a spiritual vessel for the energy to be collected. This means Donnas must be employed to harvest the astral energy for the purpose of the Crown Contest. Given the difficulty in producing them, it is advised that the Spirit Cores be retrieved from host bodies and reused upon their death. Spirit Cores can also be embedded into Zeugles to control them via astral arts. So that tells me that the little core things and the Danans were definitely from older people too, which is kind of gross. Addendum. Increased physical load on host body tends to produce increased astral energy emissions. Final confirmation of an ideal workload to impose on host bodies without inducing death for maximum astral energy yields is pending. Huh. Well, there's nothing there. Is this going to be the same thing? Oh. Each Crown Contest, 5 of the best qualified members of the Renin populace are chosen to act as Lords, vying to serve the next Sovereign. During the tenure, they are granted level 3 authority, as well as one of the 5 elemental realms to administer. Its corresponding Master Core. They are also assigned an ID crest indicating their designated element. The selection process is based only on astral artistry and physical and mental aptitude. Other variables such as age have no bearing whatsoever. Because only the strongest go on to become Lords, the position itself does not inherently make an individual any stronger. It should be noted, however, that Lords are not the only individuals capable of drawing out the Master Core's power. All Renins must take part in the selection process, and acceptance with the position is mandatory. It is not allowed for those deemed suitable to decline. Furthermore, in the event the acting Lord is incapable or incapacitated and can no longer serve in their position, a replacement must be quickly prepared. The following is a report on the second successful case of the Solver test subject experimentation. Test subject 10105, given name Volron, generation NA, unique adjustment index, ethnicity NA. Although throughout the subject process has latent potential, it exhibits significant mental instability along with strong distaste for the following orders. As such, the risk of it possesses surpass even those of the last successful subject, itself a failure, and therefore under consideration for disposal. Addendum. This is the first successful case in 300 years. Previously mentioned risk factors now mitigated due to the established control protocols. Subject is to be evaluated under the assumption that Plan 2 will proceed and will be dispatched to Dana under the guise of a serving Lord. Huh. The Sovereign acts as Lenigus' central control device for the spirit channeling ceremony. Each one is granted level 2 authority and an ID crest. The Danan subject serves as the base of the creation. In theory, ideal candidates possess equal affinity for every astral element. However, such aptitude is statistically rare to undercover within real-world conditions. As a result, most subjects die during the adjustment period, and the stability is not guaranteed for those who survive it. The instability, coupled with the Sovereign's power of astral manipulation, pose a high risk to the security of Lenigus if left unchecked. As such, the stabilization measure must be put into place via the support mechanism when utilizing the Sovereign in the spirit channeling ceremony. Addendum number 1. No effective alternative methods to perform the ceremony have been found. Trials on Dana subjects are authorized to continue. Addendum 2. Unit 2 adjustments are a success. Subsequent adjustments are to be put on hold while the extend observation takes place. The Maiden acts as a sovereign support mechanism for the spirit channeling ceremony. Each one is granted level 2 authority and an ID crest. The Renin subject serves its functionality, providing the Sovereign with a supplemental dark energy, or dark astral, it lacks in tandem with the Renis Alma. During the ceremony, it's partially responsible for astral energy conversion, as well as maintaining stability over the Sovereign's own power. Additionally, the degree of intimacy between the Sovereign has been observed to positively impact the level of stability of the subjects. Because of this, the trial's activation over the Sovereign without the maiden present are especially forbidden. Furthermore, neither the Sovereign nor the maiden are to be informed about the details of the spirit channeling plan. Addendum number 1. Mental instability in the maiden has been deemed the cause of past Sovereign's rampancy. Countermeasures must be considered. Addendum number 2. In line with plan adjustments, the current subjects will have its main regeneration revoked and return to its original, or maiden's registration revoked and be returned to its original household. Huh. Let's see what else we got. Lenigus. A large-scale astral energy converter that primarily converts the elemental composition of Dana's astral energy and transmits it to Rana. Activation and control of astral energy conversion is achieved by placing the Sovereign, Maiden, and Renus Alma within the central core of Lenigus. It is comprised of classified and elemental personnel, or essential personnel, resident zone around a large conduit, along with defensive layer around surrounding them. The outer layer is deployed upon activation, unlocking a central conduit, while simultaneously functions as a stabilization mechanism. Due to the design, deployment of the outer layers is expected to cause damage to its resident zone. However, because that only takes place during the final stage of the spirit channeling ceremony, no contingency plan to address the damage is needed. Until that phase, Lenigus serves as a central base for operations for the management and execution of the Crown Contest on Dana. Warning, any personnel with level 3 authority or lower is strictly forbidden from the classified zone. Any violators will be immediately executed. A massive spirit vessel placed on Dana for the spirit channeling ceremony. It serves as the tip of Lenigus' conduit, from which it separates. Upon landing on Danan waters, it extends 2 sets of conducting pathways. A vertical pathway connects to the center of Dana. Meanwhile, the horizontal pathway proceeds to envelop the entire surface of Dana. So this is the wedge. Once activated, it links to the biological spirit vessel placed on each realm, efficiently harvesting the planet's astral energy en masse. The accumulated energy is then transmitted to Rena via Lenigus. Because the construction adjustment take place in the Forbidden Zone's regulatory area, Lenigus' outer layer must be deployed prior to launch. Intended to function semi-autonomously, only maintenance personnel are expected to manually interference with it when necessary. No other personnel is required for it to function. Admin number 1. Detachable Harvester 1 was lost on Dana after exploding due to the rampancy exhibition by the Sovereign. Admin number 2. Detachable Harvester 2's landing point will remain the same as that of the previous model. This is due to the explosion of the previous model, which altered the planetary topography, enabling easier connection with the center of Dana. Huh. Sedative mask. A device covering the wearer's whole face that restricts their mental activity. It was developed for the purpose of pacifying prisoners. Medical applications are also recognized, particularly as the means of preventing patients from sustaining mental trauma. However, doing so is not recommended, as prolonged use of the device carries the risk of inducing a number of adverse side effects. Adnum. Due to the loss of production facilities incurred from the partial destruction of Lenigus, additional devices will no longer be manufactured. Brainwashing Report. Yes. After receiving reports of a robust new form of rule emerging in Dana's water realm, the study was commissioned to investigate the matter in depth. This system is unique that it elevates only the Lord as the supreme authority while regulating both Renans and Danas alike to enslavement. Test Subject 10105 serves as the realm's current Lord and has achieved this without use of any special powers, drugs, or special devices. Rather, he has done so by sheer governance. Given this method's effective in population control, monitoring the situation will come. Addendum number 1. Collapse of cognitive facilities via extreme mental repression rooted in violence and fear has proven to be key to this style of rule. Once the subject loses autonomy, they will become desensitized to fear and subsequently cease to prioritize even their own personal safety. Though such a state is ill-suited for commanding officers, it is recommended where it remains an efficient way to cultivate disposable infantry and slaves for manual labor. Jesus. Addendum number 2. Soldiers in Lenigus who have undergone this treatment will be asked to secure classified sectors as trial. The results will be monitored. Any more? No? Okay. Well, that was a whole lot of reading here. And a lot of scenes. I know we didn't do like a whole lot this episode, but that was a lot. That's not the button I wanted to see. So, we still got like these 2 little sections here. So, I'm gonna, we're gonna end the episode here. Like I said, a lot of cutscenes, a lot of lore. That was a big lore dump is what it was. So, yeah. I appreciate everyone for watching. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.